Hello. Hello. Hi. Hi. Yeah, I have to do the upper ankle today because I need to clean the walls of the terrarium. Like it's just kind of like, it's not like dirty, but it's like got this layer of fart on it, and the camera doesn't want to focus. So I'm gonna have to like really scrub it and try and get it to be absolutely completely transparent so that the camera actually focuses through the glass. But instead I had to put it on top so that you can actually see them. Otherwise it would just look like a blur. Okay, it was really bad. I don't know what I have to do. I don't know what I have to do. It's not cheese. No, today they're eating kale. It's really old kale. So I don't even know if they're gonna eat all of it because it's not fresh at all. And yellow bell pepper. Yellow bell pepper, which is also not fresh at all. In fact, when I found it in the fridge, it was moldy. So I just cut all the moldy parts off and it still smelled okay. So that's what they're eating. We need to go grocery shopping in this household. There's nothing fresh in this house, guys. There's nothing fresh in this house anymore. I mean, I could just feed them goldfish, but it's not really the healthiest. Isn't it myth they like food moldy? Yeah, no, bugs actually don't like moldy food very much. They'll avoid it. They'll avoid it for the most part. Unless they were like really, really, really hungry. They'll avoid moldy food. So I did have to take any parts that were starting to rot off. None of the stuff I gave them is rotten. It's just like, you know, it's not fresh anymore, so it's kind of like flaccid and sad. You know, it's been sitting in the fridge for like a week or so, so it's not nice and fresh, but you know, it still has nutrients in it. It'll be fine. All the bugs are like stuff like foods that. Oh, so I would argue that bugs don't really like moldy, gross food and rotting corpses and stuff. Rather, things like flies like to lay their eggs and their babies in them. So the babies do eat that moldiness, but they eat the grossness. Depends on the type of fly too, but yeah. I don't know. My roaches have never enjoyed moldy stuff. They avoid it. They don't like chocolate. They don't like mold. They don't like... What else? Yeah. How did I go giving the roaches to the pet store? They wouldn't take them. The guy at the store when I went said, yeah, we need roaches. Yeah, we'll take them. And then I called, like, a couple days later and I was like, okay, if you want the roaches still, I just want to confirm because I'm gonna bring them over. And they're like, we don't want those. And I was like, but you, it's a good thing I called ahead. You know, that's messed up. I know. I guess that's just what happens when you talk to different people. And some people give you information and other people give you different information. It's fine. Yeah, I know. I need to find a solution to having too many roaches. Whatever will I do? I've been kind of thinking about... I've talked about this before, but I've been thinking about getting a frog or a toad or something. Because frogs and toads eat roaches. I do have chickens. I haven't really tried feeding my chickens roaches. They'd probably like them. But chickens are kind of brutal and it makes me feel bad. jackets are assholes. Yeah, they are. Wasps. Pac-Man frogs. Yeah, Pac-Man frogs. I've looked into fire-bellied toads. It would need to be somebody pretty ravenous. I don't know. It's an idea for the future. It's an idea for the future. I'm not gonna like go out and do it impulsively. More so if I come across a terrarium that would be perfect for a frog, and then I come across a frog or a toad for a reasonable price at a pet store, then I'll probably get it. But if those circumstances don't happen, the likelihood is probably still pretty low. Pac-Man frogs are expensive though? I've always heard Pac-Man frogs are really cheap. From everything I've heard, they're only like, depends on what kind you get, but I've seen them like from 25 to like 60 bucks. That's really inexpensive for an exotic pet. I also know they get pretty big. Just fine for me. Getting a baboon tarantula. You're right, you're honestly right. Baboon tarantulas are pretty crazy. I don't have any super aggressive tarantulas that will eat anything. All my tarantulas are picky little babies, and if I put food in front of them, they get mad at me. They're like, what is this? It's gross! I don't want to eat it in front of you. It moves. Why does it move? Why does this food move? I don't eat moving food. It's like, bitch, you do eat moving food. You do. You do eat moving food. That's literally all you eat. You only eat living things. My tarantulas are very picky. They will not eat roaches. None of them. I've had them eat like maybe a dubia roach or something, but for the most part they won't eat roaches. It's like really, really rare. Really, really rare. They're too picky. They like what they like, and all that they like is they like really fat superworms. That's their favorite. They love superworms. Tarantulas will grab like cats. No need to really clean it. Yeah. I don't really have to clean my tarantula cages very often. Normally, I just check and I look and I see if there's anything that looks poopy. My roaches, I mean not my roaches, my tarantulas have a tendency to, well, one of my tarantulas specifically likes to only poop in her water dish, so I do have to clean her water dish like once a week because she poops in it so often, and then it gets absolutely disgusting. It's like so nasty. Like, you're supposed to drink out of that. Stop pooping in your water dish. Gross. But yeah, for the most part, tarantulas and spiders in general are very, very low maintenance. All you gotta do is feed them, depending on what kind of spider and how old it is and stuff. Some tarantulas you only have to feed like once a month. And then you just gotta make sure their water dish is full. And then they just kind of survive. They just kind of do their thing. You really don't have to worry about too much other than that. Just check on them when you can. You know? They live a life of, what do you call it? Sediment? I don't know the word. I'm trying to think of the word. They live a very solitary. That's the word. They live a solitary, well, sedentary too. They live a solitary and sedentary life. Both of those, for the most part. If it's a ground-dwelling tarantula, it basically just digs itself a hole, comes out at night when you're not around because they don't like you. Drinks some water, tries to catch food if there's any, and then goes back to sleep all day. That's all they do. That's all they do. argue in general bugs are very, very low maintenance. That's part of the reason why I like them, you know? You know, it's not something you have to worry about feeding multiple times a day or it will die. You give it a bunch of food every once in a while, and then you kind of just leave it alone. I mean, obviously things are different. Like my jumping spider, I feed her a lot. I feed her like once every couple days because she's still pretty small. I feed my mantis like once every couple days because she's also pretty small still. But you don't have to do anything else to them. I never have to clean them. Roaches are obviously the most low maintenance in a way. You literally just throw your own scraps of food in there and they eat them. And then you pretend they don't exist. And they pretend you don't exist. I've definitely thought about getting baboon tarantulas. Every time I've seen one for sale though, they're like too expensive and not worth it. Cause like it's not a tarantula that I really, really want. Baboon tarantulas. Because I mean, I don't really handle my tarantulas too much, but I would rather have a tarantula that I know if I handle, I probably won't get bit and die. Well, I'm not gonna die from a baboon tarantula, but you know, I've heard their bites are pretty not fun. I've heard they're one of the not fun ones to get bit by. On the chart of tarantulas you don't want to get bit by? Yeah, baboon tarantulas, right? Aren't they pretty not fun to get bit by? Yeah. I talked to somebody and they said they went to the hospital by getting bit by their baboon tarantula, and I was like, that's crazy. I've been bit by so many tarantulas, I've never gone to the hospital, so it must be pretty extreme. They're just very aggressive, very bitey. They do not like you. Their instinct is not to run away, but to attack. Yeah, tarantula bites are non-deadly, but baboon tarantula is, like I said, on the level of tarantulas, it's one of the ones you don't really want to get bit by. I mean, I got bit by a curly hair tarantula multiple times on the same hand, and my hand blew up to like the size of a balloon. It was all purple and blue and stuff, and it was really bad, and I could feel the venom in my veins, and I couldn't walk for like 3 days. But I didn't go to the hospital. I went to the doctor though, and they were just like, eh. They're like, eh. Can't fix it. Can't fix you. You're broken. Well, because like, a tarantula bites will kill you, so. I mean, if it's really bad, like if you have a really bad reaction to it, where you like can't get out of bed or something, I don't know, I guess that would be. But it just hurt, like my legs just hurt, and I knew what it was. And I knew where it came from, and there wasn't like anything else. It felt like, the best way I can describe it is it felt like like I had worked out really, really hard for like 24 hours straight, and then my legs were super in pain. It was very bad. Yeah, I know that curly hairs aren't very venomous, but specifically this curly hair bit me and kept biting me and wouldn't let go. So I'm pretty sure he pumped every last drop of venom it had into my body. It was very, very, very mad at me. I think that was just a very unfortunate circumstance where he was trying to kill me. But it's okay. It was my first tarantula. It was my first ever tarantula. I didn't know that you don't handle them too often. Instead, I was constantly like trying to play with him, and he was like, "No, fuck you!" And I got what I deserved. I got what I deserved. I haven't been bit by any of my tarantulas since then, I don't think. They've tried. Some of them. Some of them are tried. Most of them don't try though. Most of my tarantulas are pretty chill right now. I'd say most of my bugs are pretty chill. Like, I'm even pretty confident, like, holding my Black Widow that she won't bite me. And I know that's, like, a super dangerous spider, people say. But, she's just very, very... Like my bugs, I feel like I know my bugs a lot better than I did years ago when I was first keeping bugs. Like, now, I kind of can read them, and I feel like they know who I am. And we're just chill. We're chill for the most part. We're chill for the most part, you know? The only one I'm not 100% chill with... Actually, I have two that I'm not 100% chill with. I have a zebra stripe leg? Is that what it's called? Something like that. I have a zebra tarantula. She's getting better with me, but she's very solitary and doesn't like me. Every time I would, like, remove her water and stuff and try and clean, she would get really aggressive and, like, combative with me. Defensive, I guess. But now she's pretty chill. I haven't had any problems with her lately, but she did used to try to bite me every time. And I also have a, what do you call it? I have an Antilles pink toe that I actually just got, like, a couple weeks ago. And I set her up in a new terrarium that's much bigger than what she was in before. And I think she's still just getting used to it, but she hasn't made a web yet. She's very skittish and scared, and I'm just worried about her. I want her to feel comfy. I want her to feel comfy and make a home. Hopefully she'll learn that I'm not a monster, and she'll get calm and she'll start making a home. Hopefully. Black Widows are pretty smart. Yeah, they can be. They're very docile. Everyone always thinks, oh, Black Widow's gonna come and bite me. It's gonna run after me and bite me and attack me. But honestly, they're very shy. They'll almost always avoid you. They don't want to bite you. That's the last thing they want to do. They're like a bee. They don't want to sting you unless they absolutely have to. Do you have any stag beetles? I don't. I wish I had beetles, but people don't really sell beetles in the US, I would argue. It's like not a huge industry. But I've heard it is in Japan, keeping beetles. But they don't live for very long, which is part of the reason why I think it's not super common in, like, pet stores and stuff to sell beetles. Thank you, the channel, thank you! Welcome. Yes, welcome, guys. Hello. They are eating, kale and yellow bell pepper today. I wish beetles were more popular, but they don't live for very long, so I think that's also part of the reason why, they're not sold as commonly, because I think, at least from what I've gathered from people in the exotic pet trade and bug trade, people like things that live longer. You know, it's a better investment if it lives longer. But then again, they sell mantises. So, maybe I'm wrong, because mantises only live for like 6 months to a year. And they still sell those. I don't know, I've never ever not once seen a beetle for sale. No, that's a lie. I've seen death feigning beetles for sale, but those are tiny, and they live in the desert. I've seen death feigning beetles for sale, but I've never seen like a big beetle. Probably because we don't have them here. Are there any bugs that live super long? Well, what do you mean by super long? I mean, some tarantulas can live like up to like 20 years. That's pretty long. That's longer than like a cat or a dog. Female tarantulas, certain female tarantulas, they can live 20 years. Beetles, yeah, they probably do need a specific environment. We don't really have big beetles in the US. from what I know. Oh yeah, they might also be invasive. You're right, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's why they don't sell giant African snails here. Apparently you can buy giant African snails in like Europe still, but they're not legally allowed to be sold in the US, so you can't buy those either here. I would love one. I would love to have a giant African snail, but super illegal, and it's not gonna happen unless I move to Europe or somewhere where it's legal, or Africa. We got wood boar. The majority of the wood boar's life is spent in the larval stage. The majority of a lot of bugs' life is spent in the larval stage. If you think about it, like cicadas stay in the larval stage for years and years, and then they only really emerge and become an adult cicada for a very short amount of time. Isn't that crazy? They only like live. A lot of bugs only live their adult life for like a fraction of their entire life. Termite queens can live decades? Yeah, they can. I wonder if anybody keeps termites as a pet. It'd be kind of an interesting pet. I bet you could, but there would always be the fear that if they get out and into your house. If you lived in like a concrete building or something, a metal warehouse or something, then I think it would be an ideal place to keep termites as pets, because then you don't have to worry about them really getting out and causing a problem. You know? But for most people, most houses, I would be afraid. Ant farms are also pretty common, yeah. I had an ant farm when I was a kid. You can buy like kits and stuff online. A lot of ant species are pretty easy to take care of. I had one that lasted for like 5 years. When I was a kid, my parents bought it for me for my birthday when I was like 6 or something. I loved it. I loved that thing. And I know those ant farms aren't always the best way to like keep ants. There's obviously way better ways to keep ants. But as a kid, I loved it. You know those little blue ant farms you can get? A lot of bugs are invasive in the US. Yep. 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 Yeah, the jelly ant farms. Yeah, I had one when I was a kid. And it lasted a really long time. Other than that, I really don't know that much about ants though. I'm not really like ant connoisseur. However, I do know that ants and termites are like mortal enemies, which I think is really funny because they're kind of very similar in a way, but they're mortal enemies. They hate each other. If ants run into termites, they will murder each other. They will literally go to war and then one has to win. One wins. Both colonies cannot exist in the same place at the same time. One has to win, and then the other one will be eradicated. They will literally murder them, butcher them. They go to war! It's very similar how hornets are to bees. Yeah, I guess. I guess you could argue that. I mean, a lot of wasps and hornets don't attack bees, but certain ones definitely do. Certain ones do. See, they can tell that the pepper and the kale is kind of flaccid today. Nobody's coming out to eat it. Yeah, the Asian giant hornets. Yes. Those are the ones you gotta watch out for if you're a bee. He was a bee. There's a mealworm in the thing. Oh, I guess I should add this thing. Dun, 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 dun. What do we normally put it at? It's like 5 or 5, 5. Dollar, 5, 5, 5. More snack, please. I have more snackies for them. Hopefully they'll like them. It's just more peppers and more kale. Also, I feel like these roaches are unfortunately a little bit. They're still getting used to the terrarium they're in. They've been in there for about a week or so, but I think they're still trying to get used to it. Like, they haven't fully recognized it's completely safe quite yet. They're still iffy with it. Ah, stop! They still all hang out on the top of... Oh, I'm sorry. You can see the ones on the top a little more. That's where they all hang out for some reason. I don't know what their deal is, but they love hanging out in the back. Like that. Bunch of weirdos. They're such a bunch of weirdos. I wish I could have gotten the camera to look nicer today, but... Roach is cute. Don't you just want to pick them up and hug them and kiss them? Put them in your mouth. A good angle. You like this angle? Well, I like the other angle better though. I mean, if you guys like this angle. I feel like the other angle is like more clear. You know, you can see like their faces more clearly. This one you can see them all from the top, but you don't really see like them up close as much, which I feel like is the important part. Seeing them up close is my favorite part. Seeing their little faces. They probably can't block the cam at least. Oh, believe me, they can. If they want to, they will, and they can. They certainly can. They always can. Where there is a will, there is a way. Faces are more pleasant up close than an ant's face. Ants are pretty cute close up. Yeah, there's a worm in there. I know, I see him. He's trying to eat all the food before the roaches get... I mean, the roaches are kind of avoiding it, so... You know what? He can have some. He can have some. It's fine. mealworm farm in my basement. With a bunch of super worms and regular mealworms. And there's still some in the dirt in my cockroach terrariums too. I'm dying! There's still a couple in there too. And honestly, I don't know why, but they really thrive when they're in the roach terrariums. They breed and thrive a lot. I don't know what their deal is. I'm just sneezy today. Probably because I touched my roaches. And I am allergic to my roaches. I'm allergic to my roaches. But I still love them. I mean, I didn't know I was allergic to roaches when I got roaches. I just kind of found out. I kind of found out a lot in my life that I'm just kind of allergic to everything and anything, so it's fine. It's fine. Roach carapace dice? I have no idea what makes me allergic to them. I just am. I don't know what it is. If I hold them too much, I get hives. If I sniff them too much, I get really, really stuffy and scratchy throat and my eyes start watering and it's really not fun. I don't know exactly what the issue is. I'm just allergic to them. Which others do exist? Microscopic exoskeletal shavings? I mean, they could do that, yeah, definitely. I mean, they do molt a lot. I'm not allergic to my spiders. Just the roaches. I think it's specifically the Madagascar hissing roaches, too. I don't actually know if I'm allergic to like dubias at all. What are they eating? They're eating yellow bell pepper and kale. That is what they are eating today. Bell pepper and kale. And it's not the freshest, it's kind of flaccid. I need to get fresher veggies. I need to always plan because we haven't done a roach cam or a snail cam in like 2 weeks. So I haven't really been keeping track of when I have fresh vegetables or not. I've still been feeding them. It's just like, you know, it's not, I don't really worry about it being super fresh and all that. So I just need to get back on top of that. I need to get them some frozen peas again, since they do love their frozen peas. I do love sniffing my pet roaches and putting them in my mouth. Okay, I've never put one in my mouth, but I do kiss them sometimes. Sometimes I do give them a little kiss on the head when they're cute. And then they go... Okay, it's really cute. I love that. These roaches have a better diet than something. They have a better diet than I do. My diet consists of basically just goldfish. Just goldfish, extra cheddar goldfish every day, any day, all day. They're fighting. Roaches are cute. Would you guys hold a roach? If I came up to you with a big roach. If I came up to you with a big roach in my hand, And I was like, do you want to hold it? Would you hold it? Would you hold the roach? Would you hold it for me? You would hold my roach? Would you hold my roach? Most of my friends, when they come over to my house, they're always like, oh cool, you have roaches and spiders. And I'm like, yeah, do you want to hold them? And they're like, no. No. I'll actually be 5 rooms away. Thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend kissing a random roach on the street. Those were different roaches. Kissing roaches are really chill. Tarantulas are pretty chill. At least most of my tarantulas are pretty chill. I wouldn't make you guys hold a tarantula that's not chill. I wouldn't even hold a tarantula that's not chill. There's no need to hold a tarantula that's not chill. That's not helping anybody. That's not helping you, that's not helping the tarantula, it's just ruining everybody's day. Yeah. My man tarantula, my baby, the Bucky Palmer Smithy, who I call Teddy, she is actually in Fremont right now, so you can't hold her either way. Are you scared of dropping the tarantula? That's why I always say when I have people hold my stuff like bugs or tarantulas or cockroaches, I always tell them to sit on the floor crisscross applesauce, because if you sit on the floor crisscross applesauce, if you drop them, you're not dropping them very far, and also you're probably going to drop them into your lap, and that's a way easier place to grab them from than while they're running away. Yeah, tarantulas, some bigger tarantulas too, if you drop them from a height, even a pretty small height, they can burst. They can, and then it's not fun. Then they pretty much die, always. The roaches are nom-nom-nomming, but most of them are not interested yet. I don't know if it's because they just don't like the food because it's not super fresh, or it's because it's been 2 weeks. They're off their schedule. They're off their regular feeding schedule, so they're like, why did you turn the lights on? Ah! I was sleeping! Smaller arthropods have a better chance of falling from a higher height due to lower body mass. Yeah, they do better. They do better. Is the color of their abdomen an age thing, or is it just different patterns? So there are slightly different species of Madagascar hissing roaches, but all of mine should be pretty much the same species. I'm not 100% sure though, because all of the Madagascar hissing roaches I bought, they were feeder pets. They weren't pets, they were feeder roaches. So they didn't really care about telling you specifically what species, what breed they are. So there could be some like Halloween hisser roaches in there, but for the most part they just have some diversity in colors and patterns, and that's just normal. The males and the females, you can tell the difference a little bit. Not from the pattern, but if you look on their head, I don't think you can see any at this angle right now, but some roaches have horns, like they have these little spikes on their head, 2 spikes, like little horns, like little devil horns. And then other ones have more flattened horns. The ones that have the bigger devil horns are more likely to be male, and then the ones with flatter heads are more likely to be female. So yeah, that's normally how you tell the difference between the males and the females. It's only like that when they're mature though. If they're a baby, you won't be able to tell at all. Roaches are peaceful. They just want to live. They just want to live. They want to eat and sleep and make babies, and that is it. Commendable life. Is it a male and a female eating right now? It's so hard to tell from this angle because we can't really see the bumps on their heads super well. Oh, well, that one just ran away. But I think the one that's still eating is a female. I don't know. They're just not super into food today. Not super into it. It's not like I can really do anything about it. Even if I like picked them up individually and put them on the food, they probably wouldn't eat. They'd probably just go and run away. I wish to hold a roach one day. Yes. They are the best. Yeah, at least you can see the ones at the top. All kind of in the back. Just hanging out. They always hang out in the back like that. They're very communal. They like to hang out with each other. Sniff each other's butts and hiss at each other. You know, what else do roaches do other than eat, sleep, and hiss at each other? I have another roach terrarium. And I've thought about trying to record that one instead, but I think this one's often more, even though it's not today, this one I feel like is more active most of the time. Most of the time. As I say, as there's like only one whole roach. Look, there's another one approaching! A baby! Teeny tiny baby. Oh, you know what I found the other day? I'm trying to think about how I could even show you guys on camera. I guess I could pull out my other camera. How many cameras will my computer allow me to have on at one time, I wonder? I found saltmarsh moths, which are a really common moth in the US, but the caterpillars are super cute. They're like really fuzzy and cute. I could probably show you guys on my other camera. I'd have to clear my desk a little bit. These ones are pretty cute. Yeah, they're not super ravenous today either. This munching, just a two-worm munching. All the others are like, I don't know, I don't trust it. The roach, the big roach that's eating is not even that big of a roach. I'd say that roach is like mid-size. Maybe a little on the larger, like medium large. There's a roach up at the top towards the camera that's really big. But this perspective, it's kind of hard to see. Sometimes they can get very, very large. And then sometimes they don't. if I can get the caterpillars. I'll be right back. Shall we see if we can entice them with some goldfish? Their favorite snack, goldfish. It's like my favorite snack too. I gotta open a new container. Why do they make these so impossible to open? How will I survive? I mean, they're only gonna get a couple. But it is our fate. So maybe they'll all start coming out once they smell the cheese. Yeah, they make it so hard to open! Handful of goldfish. Sorry, guys. Your favorite. I'm not in the goldfish. Instead, I just scared them. Alright. Let's see if the cheesy goldfish will entice them out. And in the meantime, I can turn on my other camera and show you something really cute. Let me show you guys. Look, one already smelled it. Oh no. Hello, this is my desk. That's my desk. Alright, does anybody know what these are? You have the same dust mat? Oh my god, no way! Twinsies. You guys know what these are? Have any idea? Some people call them woolly bears, yeah. Oh no! Bugs. They are bugs. Look close. Fuzzy caterpillar. This is a salt marsh moth caterpillar. They're like extremely common in the US, like all over the US. But I still think they're so cute. And they eat like, oh! Sorry, I dropped him. They eat a variety of weeds, which is why they're so prominent. They can literally eat anything, but specifically these guys were raised on this mustard flower leaf thing. That's what I found them on, so that's what they're eating. But yeah, these guys, you'll find them everywhere in the US. And they eat like everything. But they're so cute! They're so cute! I love them so much. And they do have slightly itchy hairs, but that doesn't stop me from petting them, okay? I literally don't care. The hairs are slightly itchy, but I still love them. They aren't very strong, they fall over a lot. A lot of fuzzy caterpillars are more itchy than these guys. These guys are like on the very low end of the itchiness. But they still can make you a little itchy. They're the cutest! Oh! So cute! Oh, this camera's not as good as the other camera though. Jasper. Thank you. They do kind of ball up when they're scared. Yeah. A little fun fact about caterpillars that I always think is funny that people don't know is people always say that caterpillars have like a bajillion legs. But they do not have a bajillion legs. I wish I could show you on this caterpillar, but I don't want to scare him too much. Will you let me flip you over? So, you can kind of see it. They have these front. They have on the front their real legs, and then on the back, they have these little suction cups, basically, that are fake legs, but they suction to their things. Yeah, they're fake legs. They're fake! They've got fake little suction-y... Well, no, not suction cups. They look like suction cups. They're like claw thingies. I don't know. It depends on the caterpillar, but they're fake. They're fake legs, basically. They have 6 real legs, and those are the 6 legs that they keep in adulthood. And the other legs on their body are all fake. They're not real. They're just like little fake legs. See if he's balled up. They're so cute when they ball up. I love them. And honestly, they're so fuzzy. I brought them in my room so they would be warm for the night. But they do have a big, what do you call it? Butterfly net cage outside. It's just cold right now and windy. And I didn't want them to be cold. They're for stability when moving. Yeah, they are. I mean, obviously, it's a lot better to climb on little tiny twigs and stuff when you have lots of legs instead of just 6, especially if your body's longer than just 6 legs. But it's just interesting to me how they only have 6 real legs and the others are fake. They're just lies. They're pretending to be legs, but they're not actually legs. They're not real. I love butterfly caterpillars too. Oh, I also like I've seen some of them around. They're also pretty common in the US, like all around the US. But what are they called? Swallowtail caterpillars. Honestly, right now it's kind of just caterpillar season. So if you go anywhere, you're probably gonna see caterpillars and stuff. But yeah, I've also seen a bunch of swallowtail caterpillars starting to emerge. I thought about grabbing some of them, but I don't know. Maybe I should. And my biggest fear with the caterpillars is, like, I know they're better off, you know, in their natural habitat, but a lot of the parks around here, they will like mow once a month all of the plants that the caterpillars live on. And I know that kills like a lot of them, which makes me really sad. So I will often kidnap the caterpillars that I know are in mowing territory. But if I don't find them in mowing territory, I'm less inclined to kidnap. But I have seen some. Yeah, it's unfortunate that our parks are like, they don't think about things like the little caterpillars. What's up, little guy? Oh, he balled back up. It's okay, buddy. You're so cute. You're so cute. I love their little face. Let's see if I can get his little face. Oh, I can't. When they wrote the part of Puppy Love where you save snails from a shark, I was afraid it would be control. I love kidnapping things from parks. I'm always afraid I'm gonna get yelled at, but actually, I don't think I've ever been yelled at for kidnapping things from parks. Back to the roaches. See, they love the goldfish. Big goldfish fans. In fact, they often just eat the cheddar, like the cheddar seasoning, off of the goldfish and then leave. Like, cheddar, salty. Simple creatures. Only eating the cheddar. Wonder if I turn down the light. Oh, it's already on. Oh, it's way too dark. You guys can't see anything if I turn off the light. Damn it. I do kind of wonder why I'm not coming out. So when the cheddar always consume those leftover goldfish go moldy? No, they eat the full goldfish. It's just they like to eat the cheddar first. You know, that's like the best part. That's like the best part. Eating that. Yeah. Yeah. You like the overhead cam? I feel like it's not as good because it's not as clear. And it's not as up close and personal. Maybe one day I'll move my webcam that sits... The one that I just showed you the caterpillars on. Maybe I'll move that to the top and then I'll move the other one to the side. And then we can do like a dual cam setup. Maybe if my computer allows me to without exploding. A pair of American robins made a nest right in front of my door. 4 little blue eggs! They make blue eggs? We got ugly babies with huge mouths now, constantly crying to be fed every time we look out the window. That's amazing! It's the miracle of life! It's the miracle of life! The beautiful miracle of life! And they just scream. All day, every day. See, this is why I don't like babies. I don't like babies. We've had mourning dove babies. Nest and like the roof, and we've also had some other bird. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, when they nest up there and there's babies, they do just never shut up, do they? They never ever shut up. Big fat roach on the top. Big fat roach! The humans ones are even worse. I agree, the human ones are by far the worst. Worst babies ever. In comparison to like any animal, human babies are definitely the worst and ugliest babies. I mean, there's a lot of animal babies out there that are very ugly, but I just genuinely think that human babies are the ugliest. They're so, like, fleshy. Bleh. Bleh. So fleshy, and it's not even cute. It's just gross. I hate it when people are like, I had a baby, do you want to see it? Because I'm always like, no, I really don't want to see your baby. But they're always, but you can't say that. You can't say, I don't want to see your ugly No, I don't want to see your ugly baby. They're all gross and ugly. Giraffe babies. They just kind of plop out. They just kind of fall out of the mama giraffe. It's weird. Have you seen giraffe birth before? There's videos on YouTube. Don't ask how I know this. I have watched giraffe birth on YouTube. Ah, yes! They just kind of fall out. Like, they stand up. They're still standing up, and they're, like, really tall, and the babies, they just kind of fall out, and then they're just kind of gotta live. Gotta figure it out, bro. Yeah, I definitely think that they're I think because I haven't fed these guys also, and like I haven't done a stream, rather. I haven't done a stream where I fed them. In like 2 weeks, I think they're like not super wanting to be out in the open because it's scary. Oh, look, there's a white one! Freshly molted roach! Look at that! Aren't they cool looking? The freshly molted ones? Anyway. Yeah, I think they're just a little shy right now. Because I haven't fed them. I haven't done the stream in 2 weeks. I feed them all the time. They get snackies all the time, but I don't stream it with the camera on and the lights on. I think they're just afraid of the lights. I think that's the biggest deal. Too much light. And normally they're in complete darkness. Oh look! He's eating! must feel pretty safe. Freshly molted roach eating. I've never seen that before. Yeah, these are hissing roaches. You saw your Black Widow? Of course I do. I still have it. Do I like the light? I prefer the darkness as well. But it's a little bit hard to film in the darkness. But yeah, that's what a roach looks like after it's molted. Their what do you call it? It's not skin. Carapace. Their carapace after they molt is like really it's like really soft, and then it hardens into the hard shell that they normally have. And they do that multiple times throughout their life. They literally just shed their skin and then harden again, and then shed their skin and harden. But it takes them a while to harden. They must feel pretty safe to be eating while freshly molted, because this is like when a roach is freshly molted, or when any bug is freshly molted, they're like very, very, very cautious, because they're at their most vulnerable. It's the easiest to get eaten when they're freshly molted. Their instinct is normally not to come out and eat. Yeah, that guy's chill. He's a very low cortisol roach. This guy has very low cortisol. He doesn't even realize how exposed he is. He's literally naked right now. And he doesn't even care. Are they soft? Yeah, they're soft. They're like soft and kind of silky feeling. I wish I could like record my smaller insects, like my jumping spider and my black widow more often. But they're just so small and cameras don't like to pick them up. Does it take a lot of energy for them to molt? It does, yes. A lot of animals that molt and bugs, crabs molt, lobsters molt, bugs molt, everything that molts, a lot of them will die in molting at some point in their lifetime. That's like the most common way that these things die. Because molting is just so hard and things can go wrong. Lots of things can go wrong. Like for tarantulas and spiders, when they molt, they don't just molt the outside of their body, they also molt like their mouth parts. So it's you know, there's a lot of things can go wrong there. A lot of tarantulas die mid-molt. A lot of all bugs die mid-molt. Mantises, roaches. It's very, very common. Imagine if 10 out of 100 humans die from puberty. Yeah, well, I mean, it's normally like the older they get, the harder it becomes to molt, you know? When they're younger, it's easier, but the older they get, the harder it becomes, because it takes more energy, and there's more to molt, and they're bigger. So yeah, that's what happened. I had my orchid mantis that I had a couple of years ago die mid-molt, but she was already like 6 months old at that point, so it was pretty much the end of her life anyway. But it was really tragic to me. I had never seen something die mid-molt, and I was like, I want to help her. I want to like peel it off, but you can't. It just dies like that. These roaches don't cause infestation, so they're not a problem. Yeah, people say that lobsters could technically live forever if they could just successfully molt every single time. But at some point in a lobster's life, it becomes too difficult for them to molt, and that's normally when they die. Immortal lobster theory. I know people who like bugs in real life. You know, I do too. lived my entire life. Like, I wish there was people out there who are like me. And they always tell you growing up, oh, you'll meet somebody who's just like you one day. And then you'll be best friends. I never met anybody who was just like me in real life. I've met plenty of people who are similar to me on the internet, but none of them ever live anywhere near me. Nobody ever lives in my area. So my entire life, I've never had any like physical friends. I'm always just the weird kid. Everyone's like, you're weird. We don't talk to her, she's weird. Snackies? Snackies? Hot take, molting is one of the, not the closest things to alien chest bursting seen on Earth. Thank you, Aiden, and thank you, the channel. I don't know what to call you. I'm just gonna call you the channel, okay? How do I describe that face, your face? How do I describe your face? That sounds weird. How do I describe your face? Do you guys want me to really feed them right now? Well, there's the naked one there. If I feed them right now, the naked one is gonna leave. That's what I'm worried about. I think it's gonna scram. This is like a very rare opportunity to see a molted roach eaten. You never see that. I've never seen that. Yeah, the music does feel a bit loud. Oh, you threw a dono and stream elements for the Roaches? Oh my god! That fucking reminds me. I don't think I ever set up my stream elements. Notifications. Oh my god, I feel so bad now! Oh no! I don't know if you guys remember, but when I did my 3D concert, I accidentally deleted everything on my OBS. So I had to like start over from scratch completely. And I've just been like slowly adding the things I need. Here, I think this is the overlay. I'm gonna have to test it. Yeah, I think I have everything but stream elements. That totally just reminded me. Thank you for pointing that out, bro. Now I feel bad. I wonder how many people have... Okay, Puzzled also sent one 2 days ago. So, I don't know if Puzzled's here right now, but thank you, Puzzled, for sending a tip on stream elements 2 days ago. Thank you. And thank you, Slim. Thank you, guys. I'll give them more fishes after I finish setting up my stream elements real quick. Isopods are really, really easy to keep. I do love for them. They're super easy to keep, they're super easy to find. Like, you don't have to go out and get any kind of special type of isopod. They just live under logs, and they live under rocks and stuff, and then you can just kidnap them and take care of them, and they're really easy to take care of. Isopods are a really good starter bug, in my opinion. Shrimp. I've thought about keeping shrimp before. I've never kept shrimp before. I used to work in an aquarium, so I kind of hate aquariums. I've learned how annoying aquariums can be, so I don't really keep fish or anything anymore. I agree, having a tank of water in your room is kind of a pain in the butt. That's part of the reason why I prefer bugs. A lot of people say, oh, keeping fish is so easy, but I think just having the water is so hard. Because you gotta like worry about the water quality and the water temperature. Ugh, and like if there's any chlorine in the water, and if it's a saltwater fish or something, you gotta worry about the salinity. It's such a pain in the butt. I don't like keeping fish. It's not easy. Everyone says it's easy. It's not. I don't like it. Bugs are easier. Bugs are way better. Bugs are the best pets. Okay, let's see if this stream elements thing works. Okay, it works! Yay! It's a fake donation, I just texted it. No, I have to fix the ratio though. Thank you, Eleanor. It's not fixed. Keep making it bigger. Okay, and then what is this? Just gonna keep sending myself fake donations to seem like I'm really, really popular, guys. See, I'm so popular. Look at all these real donations. They're so real and real. Look at this crazy donation I'm about to get. You guys aren't gonna believe this. Hold on. Yo, that's the craziest $20,000.
Explore the Earth. Born too early to explore the universe. Born perfectly to explore dank memes.
Wow, thank you for $20,000, Fart Man. You're a real one, Fart Man.
Real donation amidst the fake ones.
Ah! Thank you, Snailbert. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Fart Man. Oh my god, oh, Fart Man. Nobody can ever beat Fart Man. He's crazy. The real OG. Well, thank you for reminding me that I hadn't set that up. Thank you. Now it's set up. Now it should be fine. Hopefully. And hopefully it's not too loud. If it's too loud, well, I don't know. Alright, let's add some more goldfish in there now. And a big handful since you guys donated multiple times. I'm gonna try and get the biggest handful I possibly can. I can't even get my hand out of the thing. It's such a big handful. They are not gonna eat this much gold. Sorry guys, I have so much goldfish. Please take my offering.
This is another fake donation.
Those are fake donations. Wow. I don't think that was fake though. They just ran away. Come on, somebody eat the goldfish. I got it just for you guys. You. I don't want it. So much gold. Hey, camera. I'll probably take some of that goldfish out and put it in my other terrarium. Because I know they're not gonna eat all of that. They're not gonna eat all of that. I'm sure they're not gonna eat all of that. It's okay. I check every morning after I feed them and how what they've eaten, and then I take out I take out what they haven't eaten. It's really not good if their food gets moldy. They definitely will not eat moldy food. Why do they eat goldfish? They just like the cheese? I don't know. They're all fat bastards. Understandable. I love goldfish. Do you like goldfish? Everybody likes goldfish. Of course they like goldfish. My hands smell like goldfish now. I took such a big handful I couldn't even get it out of the container. Not sponsored. You know, I would love to be sponsored by Goldfish, but I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Do you know how big Goldfish is? What company owns Goldfish? Is there a company that owns Goldfish, or is Goldfish owned by Goldfish? Pepperidge Farm. That's a big cracker company, right? They make like crackers and cereals and stuff. Pepperidge Farms. I could see a Goldfish sponsor. I wish. I just don't think it's very likely. Cheddar plastic goldfish is too good. It really is. It's the best. Peppers makes cookies? Biscuits! Biscuits if you're British. Biscuits! I love how they just keep pulling like the food closest to the stick underneath the stick and then eating underneath the stick so we can't see them eating. They're so clever. But the ones on the top, they're really stupid. They don't even know that the camera's right there. I recently found out that they once made an ad with Goldfish making fun of Cheez-Its. I like Cheez-Its too, but I do think Goldfish is better. Cheez-Its, I feel like, can start tasting like too sour. But I will say, I do kind of really like Cheez-It Puffed. Have you guys ever had Cheez-It puffed Cheez-Its? The puffed ones are pretty good. I do like the puffed ones. They're like Cheetos, except they're Cheez-Its and they're puffy. They're pretty good. They do have a sour aftertaste. I think it's just the type of cheese they use. It's kind of sour. This is gonna make me sound like so fucking... This is gonna make me sound so... what do you call it? Thank you, Scoopy. Scoopy. Thank you, Scoopy. This is gonna make me sound really... I don't know what's the word. Like I never go outside. Like I never... Caged? Is that the word? It's gonna make me sound... Caged? What's the word? I'm thinking of a word, but I can't think of the word. Do you know the word I'm thinking of? What word am I thinking of? Uncultured? Lazy! No, you guys are picking worse words! I guess neat does... Shelter! That's the word I'm thinking of, yeah. Shelter. This is gonna make me sound really sheltered. But I like never go anywhere outside. So when I do go to the grocery store and I see all the new products and like the new things, I'm always like, oh, I'm like straight up a kid in like a candy store. I'm like, oh my god, they have a new flavor of goldfish. I'm like running around the store like, oh my god, they make this? I can buy this at the store? I can just buy this and warm it up at home and eat it? They make cheesecake in the freezer? They make cheesecake for the Yeah, so every time I go to the grocery store, it's like going to IKEA for me. You know how like IKEA is like so big and you gotta look at everything and you get lost? That's me at a grocery store. I'm just like, oh my god, oh, because I really do just live off of goldfish and that's it. So on the rare chance that I like eat anything else, and I go to the grocery store, I'm like discovering all this new food that I've never heard of before. And I'm like, oh my god, I have to try it. I have to try this and I have to try that. Oh my god. Don't let me loose in like a Target. I'll go crazy. And then it's bad. It's bad though because I'll always buy things that I end up hating and it'll always be expensive. But I guess just grocery shopping in general is kind of expensive. I hate it when you go to the checkout of a store and you got a bunch of stuff and you're like excited to eat it at home. And then they start scanning your items and you just see the price slowly go up and up and up, and then it reaches $100 and you're like, oh, that's a lot of money. And then it keeps going and you're like, stop. Stop. Stop it. Just stream eating random things you find in the grocery store. You know, I almost bet you that Serena is just like me. If we took Serena to a grocery store, I feel like she would have the same reaction. She would just be grabbing all the weird shit and be like, oh my god, they make this in this flavor. And we would find the weirdest shit and then we'd eat it and then we'd hate it all, but we'd still eat it on stream. Me and Serena are definitely foodies, I think. We love eating food. I like eating. There's like big parts in the gut. Yeah, check out. Yeah. That would be a fun stream to do with like Serena. We go to the grocery store, just grab all the weirdest shit we can find. And we would just eat the weirdest snacks. And be like, wow, this tastes like ass! Wow, this tastes amazing! Now, for the most part, I live off of, goldfish. And I eat Eggos for breakfast. And I drink green tea. Bottled green tea. And that is the extent of my food for the most part. Sometimes I eat tortellini for dinner. Or like green beans. You know the green beans that have like, what do you call them? They're like battered green beans. Do you know what I'm talking about? Tempura green beans. That's what they're called. Tempura green beans, and that's like all the food I eat ever. I have a bad diet. Bad diet. Never eat protein. You know, I do crave protein every once in a while, and that's when I go and I get like a poke bowl or something. I get a poke bowl. If I'm craving meat or something, I'll go get a poke bowl. That's like so much protein. I do love sushi. I love poke bowls. I like trying to think. I feel like those are the healthiest things I eat. Poke? That's pretty healthy. Right? I get it quite a bit. The lighter color one a different species? No, that one's freshly molted. That one just molted. It's just slowly changing back to its regular color. Hey, I mean, I've survived this long off of what the diet I have. I'm fine. I go to the doctor and they say, You're fine enough. You're okay enough. You'll live. And so I live. We need protein every day? No. Well, I mean, surely there's like protein in goldfish. Right? How much protein is in goldfish? There's 4 grams of protein in goldfish. Is that a lot? Or is that not much? I feel like 4 grams is a lot of protein. If a serving size is 51 pieces and there's 4 grams of protein in 51 pieces, is that a lot of protein? That's not a lot. How much protein is a person supposed to have? I don't know. Goldfish is literally wheat. Why would it be high in protein? I don't know. I don't think about these things. I just eat what I want to eat. 100 grams a day is crazy. 100 grams? You know how much goldfish I have to eat? A lot of goldfish for 100 grams of protein. I'd get a lot of goldfish. I mean, if I want protein, I could just eat a roach. Think about how much protein is probably in that. Probably a lot. Probably a lot. If I'm ever desperate. $20 grams per meal. Yeah, recommended. That means it's not mandatory. I don't know. A red meat for protein. I'm just not a big meat eater in general. Really, I'm not. How much? Oh, that's probably a stupid question. That's gonna make me sound even more crazy if I ask that question. I'm just gonna stop right there. I was gonna ask how much protein is in alcohol. Yeah, I know, that's why I said it was a stupid question! That's why I said it was stupid! I had hummus today. That has protein in it, right? Because it has chickpeas, and chickpeas have a lot of protein. How much protein in hummus? I had for dinner hummus and pita bread, and that's it. But it was delicious. I ate so much of it, and it was amazing. Peanut butter has a lot of protein in it. Ooh, I do like peanuts. I'm a big fan of peanuts. I could just eat peanuts. I could just snack on peanuts all day. If you give me a bag of peanuts, I'll eat peanuts if that's got protein. But then again, why do I need protein, huh? Why do I need protein? Who says I need it? I've survived this long. I've survived this long. I don't need protein. Yeah, I know a lot of people are allergic to peanuts. You know, surprisingly, one thing I'm not allergic to is peanuts. I like peanuts. Do you guys like your peanut butter chunky or do you like it smooth? Do you like the chunky peanut butter? Or the smooth peanut butter? Honestly, the last couple of days, I feel like I've had a lot more energy than I normally do, which is very surprising. I don't know what I've done differently. The only thing I've done differently in the last couple of days is I stopped taking melatonin to go to sleep just because I forgot it multiple nights in a row. And I feel like that made me feel a lot better, energy-wise. Chunky peanut butter. Yes, Chunky! Chunky is the better one. I love Chunky. Get rid of that smooth, stinky stuff. I want the chunky. Not taking. I haven't been taking melatonin. People tell me that some people take melatonin and they get nightmares from it. You guys get nightmares from melatonin. I've never had that problem. Melatonin is actually really bad for you if you take it constantly. That's good to know. I've only been taking it for like every night for the last 2 years or anything. Yeah, a lot of people have really adverse reactions to melatonin, apparently. Do I take a multivitamin? I do take a multivitamin. Of course I do. It can damage your liver. Well, if it damages my liver, and no one else damages your liver. Alcohol? Right? Or is that? Yeah, it's your liver. Peanut butter with chocolate. I do like peanut butter. Protein
for Lemmy Fun.
Thank you, Bunchy P. It's okay, guys. I don't want to scare you with my terrible diet, but I really am for the most part okay. You see Taco Bell and beans. I have Taco Bell sometimes. And like Taco Bell is the thing I get at 3 AM if I'm hungry. Because Taco Bell is the only thing that's open. And that's when Taco Bell hits. Honestly, getting Taco Bell at a reasonable time on a day, like during the day, it just doesn't hit the same. Getting Taco Bell at like noon on a Wednesday is like terrible. It's not even delicious anymore at that point. You gotta get it at 3 AM. If it's not past midnight when you get your Taco Bell, it's not worth it. Oh, not the Mexican pizza! I just have like a vivid memory of my dad eating the Mexican pizza in front of me, and I just staring at him with like disbelief because it was so nasty. You've never eaten Taco Bell that late. Well, then you're not experiencing Taco Bell at its finest. You gotta get Taco Bell at 3 AM made by angry employees who hate their job and just want to go to sleep. It's the best. That Roach is so fat he can't even climb up the stick. I don't know. I mean, I probably don't need as much food as a regular person because I'm a very sedentary person. I don't really go anywhere. I never leave my house for the most part. I do go on walks with my dad to the park and stuff because, I mean, I love bugs and I do love the outdoors. I just hate people. That's my biggest problem. I feel like I would go outside a lot more if people didn't exist. That sounds horrible. There's lots of things people do that are great. I just don't like being around them. Yeah, I'm the kind of person, if I'm walking down the street and there's nobody on the street, I'm fine. But if I'm walking down the street and there's another person walking down the street towards me, I will turn around and go a different way. Even if it makes me have to go significantly out of my way to just get away from them. I really don't like people. Midnight walks. I used to go for nighttime walks. I honestly should do it again, but we have kind of a homeless problem around here, and I had an experience with my friend when we were going for a midnight walk. There's this guy who just seemed like very, very normal, and he was just like starting a conversation in the middle of the night, and then he started just talking nonsense, and then we slowly started realizing that this guy was homeless and crazy. And and he wouldn't stop talking to us. He just wouldn't stop, and we kept trying to walk away, and he just kept talking to us. And now I'm just afraid. Like, I don't know, people who are a little crazy at night, because you don't really know what they're thinking, what they're doing. Is there a bear in your area lately? I would rather deal with a bear than people. The bear sounds nice. I'll go for midnight walks with a bear. Sounds epic. Yeah, my biggest fear with going for midnight walks is just because I live in a really populated place. I'm like, there's less people certainly at night, but there's still people, and there's a lot more crazy people at night, and that's what I'm scared of. Yeah. That's sad. I'm bipolar 1 and being crazy is really hard. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I'm not sure what that guy's deal was. It was just really worrisome for us in the middle of the night, because this guy was just starting a very regular conversation, and then it just kind of started to veer off into like into like nonsense, and like talking about like religion and like killing people and like Nazis. And that's pretty scary to experience in the middle of the night. They were like, have you seen the guys? Have you seen the people? They're watching you. They're watching us right now. And I was like, what? What? I guess it's not really... Mental illness is definitely a scary thing. But you know, I'd say I'm more afraid of like... just people in general, very unpredictable. Hey. Unfortunately, the US still has such a big drug problem. And it's just kind of scary. I'm not equipped for that, you know? And if I could go for walks like with a friend or somebody more often, I would probably go outside at night a lot more. I'd probably just go outside a lot more, period. Because I would feel a little bit safer. I don't really care what kind of people I come across. I don't like people of any type. I don't like any people. I especially hate kids. Kids are the worst. What if it was one of us? If it was one of you guys and you started talking crazy nonsense in the middle of the night, I'd still be afraid of you. You thought it wasn't possible. You thought it wasn't possible. It's possible. They can still block the camera even when it's on the top. They just proved it. They just proved it. They do it. They do it. They do it. That was a little freaky. It was a little freaky deaky. Yep, they could do climb. They have very grippy feet. Roaches got grippy feet. Well, Madagascar hissing roaches specifically have grippy feet. Grippy feet. They're very cute. But they can climb everything. Everything. That's part of the problem. If you lose them, you don't really know where they go. They could be on the floor, but more likely they're just somewhere where you can't reach them. Lousy parents are worse. What? Is there a difference between the winged and segmented roaches? A different species? Yeah, they're different species. Completely different. Completely different. World peace would be achieved if everyone just had an ant farm. Perhaps, mayhap. They're never gonna eat all this goldfish. Oh man. New home. It's slightly different, yeah. They got a new lid on their home. They got new objects in their terrarium. I added new dirt. And new plants and stuff. I had to remove one of the big plant things that was in their terrarium because I don't know what they did to it, but it smelled like shit. It smelled like doo-doo. Like, it smelled like a dog took a shit inside of this fake plant thing that was in the terrarium and then just left it in there. And it didn't always smell like that, I swear. I don't know what they did. These roaches aren't particularly stinky for the most part, but whatever they did, I don't know if they were just all like banding together and pooping inside of this thing, but it was really smelly, so I threw it away. I couldn't even wash the smell out. How did they land it? Let me stand it. I just didn't have it. I didn't have it in my today. It's just not there today. Not today. Ants are great. It's interesting because I kind of don't think about ants that much. I honestly, out of all the bugs in the world, I feel like bants. I feel like ants are one of the ones. Ants are really cool. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. I got distracted and then I forgot everything. Again. Roaches and termites are considered... Termites are considered specialized cockroaches? You know, I have heard that. I have heard that termites are very similar to roaches. And you know what else I've heard that I thought was crazy? Apparently mantises are very, very closely related to roaches as well. Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? They don't look anything alike. You wouldn't think so, but apparently they're very, very, very closely related. Right? What the fuck? Mantis. They are literally evolutionary sisters. Yep. Despite looking very different, they share a common ancient ancestor. That's so weird. But I guess it makes sense because their egg cases are both the same. They like have very similar eggs. Yeah. Sister groups. Very similar. But they don't look similar. Isn't it so weird? Honestly, just in general, bugs are weird. The whole, like, evolutionary tree of bugs, yeah, is just weird in general. Bugs are also so fascinating to me because they've been around for so long. I mean, they've been around since... A lot of species of bugs have been around since before the dinosaurs, you know? They've been through multiple mass extinction events, and they're still pretty prolific. Very prolific. I mean, if not the most prolific thing on Earth, right? So, I mean, obviously they've changed in a lot of ways, but some of them haven't. Some of them have stayed relatively similar. Another thing that you wouldn't think is related, but you guys know horseshoe crabs. Horseshoe crabs are more closely related to spiders than crabs. And they don't look anything like a spider. But they're way more closely related to spiders than a crab at all. And that's because they're very, very ancient. They have lived through multiple mass extinctions, that exact species. Empire of the Ants. You know, sometimes I wish I liked reading. Because there are lots of cool things to read out there, but I have no interest in reading. I've tried before to like buy a book and sit down and read, and I can't focus. I can't focus. I need to do other things. I'm the kind of person who needs to do multiple things at the same time, you know? Maybe that's why I like streaming. Because I get to talk and do something else at the same time. Maybe that's why I enjoy streaming. I literally cannot do any one thing at just one time. I can't. You tell me to focus on doing just one thing at a time, I won't be able to do it. Is it true that their blood is used in cancer research? Horseshoe crabs. Horseshoe crabs, their blood might be used in cancer research. But what's more interesting about horseshoe crab blood... I think I made a short on it, actually. So horseshoe crab blood is this very specific milky blue blood. It looks very different from the blood you're used to. And what's so unique about it is it can like... It clots around pathogens and like... what do you call it? Bacteria, foreign bacteria and foreign substances. Preventing it from getting to the rest of the blood. Which is a pretty unique thing that pretty much only horseshoe crab blood does, which is part of the reason why we farm it and we use it. And we use their blood commonly in the medical industry to check if there is contamination in batches of things, like if needles are contaminated, if syringes are contaminated, if certain substances are contaminated. We put a little bit of horseshoe crab blood in it, and it tells you if it clots. Basically, that means there's something bad in it. There's a bad substance. I don't know. I'm not explaining this very well. Somebody who actually has a medical degree probably would explain this way better than me. But I did make a short on it, and that one's pretty informative. You can look up on my channel horseshoe crab short, the horseshoe crab one, and I explain it pretty okay there. But yeah, they're really, really important, and horseshoe crab blood is one of the most expensive liquids on the planet because of how important it is to the medical industry. Yeah. You wouldn't think that something like a horseshoe crab was so important, but it is. Especially when they wash up on the beach all the time dead. Nobody even like bats an eye. But actually, they're very important. I wonder what goes on in a horseshoe crab's head all day. They probably just hope that they're not going to get picked up and bled to death. Because what they do to farm horseshoe crab blood is they don't farm like the horseshoe crabs themselves. So they'll fish up horseshoe crabs and then they'll like drain them of a certain percentage of their blood. Depending on what country you're in and like what jurisdiction, there's different like limits on how much blood you can drain from a horseshoe crab. And of course there's illegal horseshoe crab farming where they drain more blood than they're supposed to. But basically they drain a certain amount of blood and then they put it back into the ocean. And as you can imagine, for a lot of horseshoe crabs, you know, they're probably fine, but there are probably a significant amount of horseshoe crabs that get put back in the ocean after having their blood drained and just die because they can't, you know, live. It was very shocking. It's very stressful. They have 9 eyes in total? That's crazy. You know what animal has the most eyes on Earth? Yeah, it is quite sad. But they are also very important to the medical industry. I mean, if it wasn't for horseshoe crab blood, you guys probably might not even be around right now because it's really advanced medical technology and being able to tell if something's contaminated. Our ancestors survived because of horseshoe crab blood. We survive every day because of horseshoe crab blood. Every time you go to the hospital and they stick a needle in you, you're probably kind of protected by horseshoe crab blood. Yeah, it's clams. Clams have the most eyes. Clams have like 200 eyes? Or is it more? It's a lot. Let me look it up. They have hundreds of tiny eyes. Scallops are famous for having up to 200 eyes as well. I'm not sure which one has more. Hagfish? What's a hagfish? Hagfish. Oh, is this the one that makes the slime? Do you guys... There was... I just remember this article. So there was a while ago, this was like years and years ago, but there was an entire truck full of hagfish that like crashed on a highway somewhere, and it just covered like this entire highway in slime. And it was disgusting. You guys remember? Do you remember the hagfish spill? Apparently happened in 2017. In 2017, a truck hauling 7,500 pounds of hagfish flipped over on an Oregon highway, spilling the eels and covering cars and the road in a thick slime. Yeah, and there's like pictures, you can look it up. It's like really nasty. But these hagfish, when they're scared, they like produce a slime. And so when the truck flipped, they were probably all like, "Ah, release the slime! Ah!" Are they eating hagfish? I believe there's some cultures that eat hagfish. I don't know what hagfish are mainly used for. What are hagfish used for? What are hagfish used for? I mean, why else would they have a whole truck of hagfish? In Oregon? What are they doing? Apparently, it is primarily harvested for leather and as a delicacy in Korean cuisine. That's what the internet says. I guess Koreans really like their hagfish. Apparently scientists are also studying the hagfish slime to develop Kevlar alternatives in medical adhesives. So that would be the medical stuff. Yeah, I guess their skin must be really tough if they produce some sort of leather. I don't know, it's weird. Someone made muffins by by substituting hagfish slime for eggs. I wonder how that even tastes. What does hagfish slime even taste like? Does it just taste like nothing? It's similar to spider silk, apparently. The mucin is made of long thread-like fibers similar to spider silk. And I've eaten spider silk, and it just kind of tastes salty. So, maybe it just tastes like that. I don't know. Don't ask how I've eaten spider silk. Don't ask. Alright, you know how many, you guys now know how many, what animal has the most eyes in the world? Alright, next quiz question. What animal has the most teeth in the world? Don't look it up. Off the top of your head. Come on, get your votes in. Come on, what do you guys think it is? Come on, what is it? What is it? Geese? Geese? Why would it be geese? I'm not saying that any of your answers are stupid, but geese? Geese? Why would you think geese have the most teeth? No, a lot of you guys are right. It's actually snails and slugs. We have the most teeth. Snails have the most teeth. Snails have the most teeth. Yeah, we have lots of tiny teeth on our tongue. These are known as avid collectors of teeth. They collect teeth. I mean, geese do have little tiny like ridges on their beaks, but I'm just like, where are they gonna store all these teeth? Yeah, it's not really a tongue. It's like a radula. It's called a radula. And it has all these little tooth-like structures on it that basically scrape against whatever they're eating. So they just like slowly scrape. They just scrape our food with their tiny teeth. I guess they're kind of barbed, but they're so small that you wouldn't even be able to tell. Sheepfish teeth? Ew. No, let's not talk about that. Thank you, one swoon guy. One. What's a swoon? Any fish with human-like teeth is disturbing. There's a couple of fish out there that have human-like teeth, right? Apparently the umbrella slug has 700,000 teeth. What is the umbrella slug? Umbrella slug? Yeah, they fall over. They're not the smartest. They're pretty smart, but they're not the smartest. They're for eating clams? Snail teeth? Specifically? Oh no, sheepfish. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess some snails could eat clams, maybe. There's like, you know, there are carnivorous snails, like, moon snails. Moon snails, they have like a proboscis, a pointy proboscis that they stab into their prey, kind of like a mosquito. They stab it into their prey, and then they inject them with like a paralyzing venom, and it also liquefies their insides, and then they suck it out. Yeah, cone snails have that. Moon snails have that. There's a lot of aquatic snails. I don't know about land snails, any of them being carnivorous like that, but definitely some aquatic snails are. Some of them. Using a radula. I don't know, is it a radula at that point? Maybe it is a radula. Moon snail. What does a moon snail use to stab its victims? It's like a totally different type of mouth part, but I don't know if it's considered a radula because I feel like it's very different. No, it is a radula. It's just a very, very pointy radula that has venom in it and acid secretion. What the hell? Well, I don't have that kind of radula, guys. I don't have the drill-like radula. I have the one with 7,000 teeth. Yeah, the radula is for drilling. Oh, is the proboscis a different part? I need to look up like a moon snail anatomy. Moon snail anatomy. Are they not part of the same part? Yes, snails can be pretty dangerous. I feel like it must be a part of the radula, but I don't know for sure. Another thing about cone snails, the patterns on their shells are generated in a way almost equivalent to a basic computer? Huh. I don't know. I mean, I guess in a way, if you think about it, the way that genetic diversity works in animals and the patterns that are created on animals is kind of computer-like. I mean, it is just kind of matching like DNA and stuff to make a pattern, right? I don't know. I was gonna say I'm not a scientist. I'm not a rocket scientist. What? I'm not a computer scientist. Whelks are carnivorous, sea snails too. There's a lot of sea snails that are carnivorous, like a lot. And something like a good amount of people die every year to freshwater snails. They do kill people. Snails can kill people, guys. Snails can kill people. Even if they don't mean to, they can. Did I have a good day today? Yeah. I would have a better day if my roaches would actually eat the food I gave them. But they've decided to not do that. Isn't it the parasites? Yeah, it's technically the parasites that kill people from freshwater snails, but you know, the freshwater snails are the host. Let's watch the Backrooms together. Is it? I thought you have to go to a movie theater to see it. Don't you have to go to a movie theater to see the Backrooms? Lampreys can be hurtful, but they can also be very helpful. Lampreys are a really cool animal to look into a lot more. Let's watch the Backrooms. Which is better, guys? The Backrooms movie or the Amazing Digital Circus movie? I haven't seen either. I wouldn't know. Did you know? The Amazing Digital Circus? I'm making fun of you, Krumika. I'm making fun of you. The Amazing Digital Circus is horror in the actual theater. I wish I had friends to go see movies with. I probably would. I'd probably enjoy it too. There's something always really, really yummy about getting that overpriced popcorn at the theater and like they put way too much butter on it. I'm too scared to go anywhere by myself. I don't know. I don't know. I probably won't see either in the theater. But if they're outside of the theater, I can probably watch them. It's so interesting how, like, theater stuff is becoming more, like, it's becoming more normalized again, you know? I don't know what the word is. I feel like theaters are coming back. That's what I mean to say. Theaters are coming back in their own weird way. Yum, 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 yum. They're not worth it. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like paying for a little bit of an experience. Excuse me. Your local theater plays the classic "Let's all go to the lobby" song after every movie? Before every movie? What is the "Let's go to the lobby" song? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that before. Your Taco Bell order is gonna be, I mean, I always get a Cantina chicken quesadilla. I always get that, and then I get the avocado ranch. And if they have the nacho fries, then you get the nacho fries. That's what I normally get. But I don't know what you like. Well, I know you like Mexican pizza, but I don't think you should get that. I think that's disgusting. Disgusting! American theaters are great. I haven't been to a theater since, like, forever. Forever and ever. Forever and ever and ever. I just need to stop being so isolated. I wish I had people to do stuff with. I really do. I guess that's why I stream, because I'm lonely, and I just want people to talk to and be friends with, and I don't have any real friends in real life. You know how it is? I tried a Crunchwrap Supreme from Taco Bell before, but every time I've tried one, I've always just kind of been disappointed. Like, people hype them up like they're the best thing ever, but I just think that there's superior items on Taco Bell menu. I think that there's superior items. And also, I think that Baja Blast tastes like dish soap. Whenever I say that to people, it tastes like, not dish soap, it tastes like, what's that, you know that like lemony, the D mega doo-doo. No, what do you, that like squirty lemon liquid that they put on the desks at like school and stuff? It's like a decontaminator liquid. What is it called? I don't know, they would always use it at my school. I don't know what it's called. It smells like lemon lime, and the smell is what Baja Blast tastes like to me. Is it pine sol? It might be pine sol, but it doesn't smell like pine. It smells like lime. It kind of smells good, like it's limey, but whenever I have Baja Blast, I'm always like, why do people drink this? It just tastes like it tastes like just like chemicals and cleaner to me. It's just like a cleaner. Alcoholic Baja Blast. What is alcoholic Baja Blast but just Baja Blast mixed with alcohol? You could call anything alcoholic if you just mix alcohol with it. You could have alcoholic, I don't know, Kool-Aid. If you just put vodka in your Kool-Aid, that's alcoholic Kool-Aid, but it's not like it's actually alcoholic. My taste buds are not fried. I'm also just not a soda person in general. I didn't grow up with soda really. So, like, I think that most sodas taste way too sweet and, like, gross to me. And chemically. The only soda I kind of like is Sprite. But even then, it can get too sweet really fast. But yeah, I don't like soda at all. So maybe that's also part of the reason why I don't like Baja Blast at all. And I think it tastes like cleaner. Because I'm not used to sodas. And sweetness. Sweet, that's something that's sweet. Have you ever tried fried bread? Why would you fry bread? Why? Canned bread? Like the ones that, like the what do you call it? The dough that you get in the cans and then you like pop it open. That's canned bread. I guess it's more canned dough. I guess it's canned dough. And then you turn it into bread. Fried bread? Literally deep fried bread? No, I've never had deep fried bread. I honestly don't know if I've had French toast either. I feel like I have. I feel like I've had French toast. Like, I've had to have French toast at some point. Are we talking fried bread or deep fried bread? How are we frying this bread? You're telling me a bread fried this bread? I don't know. I don't know what fried bread we're talking about. I don't know. I don't know what kind of fried bread. I don't know. A slice of bread deep fried. Okay, are we talking wheat bread or white bread? Are we talking garlic bread? Are we talking like a baguette? Are we talking like croissant bread? You need to get more specific. White bread? No, I have not. Ooh, I love banana bread. I like banana bread. I like pumpkin bread. I like lemon bread. Uh-oh. There's a roach eclipsing the camera. Stop him! Somebody stop him! Garlic bread. I like garlic bread. Oh God, help! I like bread. I like bread a lot. You know, for the longest time in my life, my parents would never buy like normal bread. They would always buy wheat bread. And so I never got to try white bread until I like went over to somebody's house when I was a kid and they made me a sandwich. And I was like eating the sandwich and I was like, why does your sandwich actually taste good? Why does your sandwich actually taste yummy and not dry and painful to swallow? And they were like, what do you mean? Wheat bread is normal bread? Not to Americans. White bread is the good bread. I don't like wheat bread. It's too dry. But that's why I never really liked sandwiches. Because I was always like, why do people like bread? It's gross. White bread might as well be cake. Okay, well it's still better. Nobody ever said cake is bad. Cake is delicious. prefer bread with or without the crust? I'll eat the crust. If it's white bread, I'll eat the crust. If it's wheat bread, I probably won't eat it. I mean, there's plenty of good breads out there. Just like regular wheat bread, like whole grain wheat. Maybe I'm wrong, and I'm describing whole grain wheat bread, not just regular wheat bread. If there is a regular wheat bread, like whole grain, that's the one my parents would always get, and it's like really dry and almost sandy, and it's gross. What is keto bread? Isn't keto the diet where you only eat meat? How do you eat meat bread? Or am I thinking of the wrong diet? Why don't you like wheat bread? Because it's dry! Like whole wheat bread, it's really dry, and it's like... It's dry! Keto is low carb? Oh, I don't know what that is. What's the diet where you only eat meat then? What is that? Well, it's not only eating meat, but like it's eating mostly meat and like high fat things or something like that. I don't know. Just drink water with it. I don't know. Keto bread. Keto bread. I don't know, I don't think any of us know what diets are. You guys are making fun of me for only eating goldfish every day. And yet you don't even know what these diets are. And you're like, what's keto? What? I don't know. I guess we'll have Google solve this for us. What is keto? Keto is high fat, low carb. Where the body is forced into a metabolic state called ketosis. Where it burns fat for energy instead of just relying on sugar. Ah! Huh. Huh. Keto bread. Keto bread is a low-carb, high-fiber alternative. Is it good? Is it better than regular bread? It's made from coconut flour? I like coconut. I didn't know they can make bread out of coconut flour. I guess you can make bread out of anything. I used to really like Hawaiian bread when I was a kid, but that's basically a dessert. It's like a dessert, but not really, but it is kind of a dessert, you know? It's like sweet. I like coconut too. I love coconut milk. Whenever I get anything with milk in it, if coconut milk is an option, I always ask for coconut milk. Because I am very lactose intolerant, but I still like cheese and I drink milk. In like my teas and stuff anyway. I don't... Yeah. Specialty breads are garbage? Listen, I love eating garbage. It's delicious. I can understand not liking the stringiness of coconut. I don't really like the stringiness either, but when it's just like, when it's like coconut milk and there's like no chunks, I think it's very, very soothing. It's like slightly sweet milk. It's very nice. The flavor is better than the texture. Mediterranean diet. Is that like hummus and stuff? I ate hummus today. What is Mediterranean? Is that not hummus? I like potatoes. I love potatoes. I like potatoes. I like fries. I like bread. There is coconut bread. It looks like Hawaiian bread though. Is Hawaiian bread made from coconut? It makes sense, it's kind of sweet. Do I like boba milk tea? I do, but I'm not the biggest fan of the boba pearls because sometimes they get stuck in my throat and I feel like I'm choking to death. You know? What's in Hawaiian bread? Hawaiian bread. Hawaiian bread is made with pineapple juice? What? That's news to me. Hawaiian bread is made with pineapple juice, honey, eggs, and butter? I've had Hawaiian bread growing up for a long time, and I never got a note of pineapple in there. They just taste sweet. I didn't ever know there was pineapple in it. It's pineapple juice and honey. Yeah, chickpeas. Chickpeas are good. I like chickpeas. Yummy, yummy chickpeas. I feel like chickpeas are often like an overlooked food too. They're so good. Honestly, chickpea anything is good. Chickpea pasta is good. You can put chickpeas in like salad. Chickpea is delicious. I want a chick to pee in my mouth every day. What? Hawaiian sweet rolls are different from Hawaiian bread. Hawaiian... Apparently they make Hawaiian bread with jalapeno in it too. That sounds delicious. Oh, a little jalapeno in there. Do you guys like spicy things? I like spicy things. But I'm also not... But also at the end of the day I'm white, so I can only take so much spice. Like, my limit for spice... Have you guys ever had... what's it called? What's that spicy noodle that every VTuber does the challenge to eat? What's that one called? It's like Korean. Yeah, bulldog! Okay, bulldog is like where I stop. Bulldog noodle is too spicy. I don't even understand why you would eat those. They're so spicy that like the spice overpowers the flavor and it's just not even fun to eat anymore. It's just eating spice at that point. But I like spicy things, just not that spicy. That's too spicy. That's way too spicy. You want to try bulldog? Komiko, you're gonna die. You complained when there was like a salad with a little tiny bit of like pepper in it. You were like, oh, it's spicy. You want to try bulldog? I mean, if you buy it with your own money, you're probably just gonna throw it out though, unfortunately, because you're not gonna be able to eat it. It's so spicy. Just regular bulldog is too much for me. I've tried multiple bulldog flavors. I've tried just bulldog the cheddar one. I tried cheddar bulldog and it's still too spicy. It's still too spicy. You know, Komiko, next time you come over, I'll make some cheese tteokbokki. We have this cheese tteokbokki that we get a lot. And it's like cheese, but it's very spicy. I'll let you have some of mine. Because I'll eat that. I think that would be... It's like getting there. It's almost to bulldog levels. It's like really spicy. But it's not quite there yet. It's getting there. I can eat that. But it's the kind of thing that I have to like take breaks eating because it gets so spicy that I literally can't feel my mouth anymore. That's how spicy it is. And like by the time I finish eating it, like my nose is running and my eyes are crying. And I'm like, oh, it's so good though. It's so good. Tteokbokki, isn't that spicy? Well, the one I get specifically has a really spicy cheese sauce on it. Specifically the one I get. I know you can get it not spicy. I know you can, but the one I like is cheesy and spicy. I don't know if I could eat an entire cup of bulldog noodles. It's so spicy. Add cream cheese to your bulldog? Oh yeah, that might reduce the spice, definitely. I know a lot of people also put like mayonnaise on like their ramen and stuff like that. I don't know, there's like a lot of weird things people put on their noodles that like kind of sounds good but kind of sounds terrifying to me. Ooh, garlic honey chicken on tteokbokki would be really good, yeah. It's just the one I specifically get. It's super cheesy and super spicy. It's like the spiciest thing I eat. It's like my limit. My limit of spice. That's specific tteokbokki. Super spicy. It's my max spiciness for me. If I have to take breaks while eating a food, that's my limit. I mean, I shouldn't have to take breaks during my meal to catch my breath from how spicy something is. I mean, I'm sure like somebody who's like way better at spice would be able to eat it no problem, but I don't know. It's pretty spicy. It's pretty spicy. And I like spicy. I feel like the reason that I like spicy things though is because when I was growing up, for some reason, it was like really, really common at my school for kids to bring these super duper spicy hot Cheetos called Chester's. They weren't actually Cheetos. They were like just called like Chester's hot fries or something, and it was just like this off-brand Cheetos thing, and it was super duper spicy. That's like its whole thing, but it's so good. Oh, it's so freaking good. It's like eating just straight fire, but the cheesy flavor is also really good. So you gotta eat it. You gotta eat this Chester's thing. You guys heard of the Chester's? Hold on, Chester's. Yeah, it's called Chester's Flamin' Hot Fries. That's what they're not fries, they're chips. They're like Cheetos. That's what they're called though. Chester's Flamin' Hot Fries. They're like an off-brand. Wait, these are by Frito-Lay? They're not even off-brand. They're just not Cheetos. But it's also by Cheeto-Lay. That's interesting. That's what they're called. Chester's Flamin' Hot Fries. And people would bring them to school, and they were so hot. It's a spin-off of Cheetos. Oh, is it? I guess that would make sense, because Chester does look kind of like the Cheetos mascot. It was like my introduction to spice. I would have never eaten anything that spicy if it wasn't for Chester's Flamin' Hot Fries. Chester, in fact, is the Cheetos name. Well, that's why I thought it was like an off-brand, like, ripoff. Because, like, you can use the word Chester's and get away with it. Andy Cap's Fries. I don't know what that is. Andy Cap hot fries? I've never seen them. is this, like, European? I don't know what these are. These look foreign to me. Why is the bag blue? Why would you make a bag of hot chips bag blue? What is this? It seems counterintuitive. If it's hot and spicy, you make it red. I've never seen this before in my life. Huh. No, I'm all in on Chester's hot fries. Flamin' hot fries. Twiglets? No, what is that? That sounds like... It could be multiple things. I could imagine Twiglets being like kind of like a Tostitos, but I can also imagine Twiglets being like chocolate. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna see which one I'm right. Twiglets. I was wrong both ways. It's a cracker. A popular British savoury snack made from whole wheat flour shaped like small twigs and coated in yeast extract. Oh yeah, people say that yeast extract, like, it tastes cheesy, right? That's what people say. Oh, similar to Marmite! Have you guys had Marmite and Vegemite? Have you guys ever had Marmite and Vegemite? It's terrible. And I know that every Australian person— You like it? Are you British? I bet you're British. Only a British person would say that they like Vegemite or Marmite. Of course you are. But I remember as a prank, I got Vegemite and I made a bunch of Nutella sandwiches for one of my birthdays when I was a kid, and I also made like one secretly a Vegemite sandwich. And I remember a kid got the Vegemite sandwich, took a bite, and just immediately threw up. That's how bad it is. That's how disgusting it is. And you're like, no, it's pretty good. No, British Australian people are all like, no, it's delicious. I eat it every morning. No. It's an acquired taste. Just do a thin layer on butter. Just throw butter on it too, and melted cheese. I don't know if I trust you guys. Needs to be used sparingly. What did you get from Taco Bell, Dexon? And can I have some? You know what else I think is a sin that British people created? Jaffa cakes. When I was really young, I used to watch Yogscast a bunch. I used to be really into watching Yogscast, and they would constantly talk about Jaffa cakes, and I was like, oh my god, I really want to try a Jaffa cake one day. It sounds so delicious. They talk about it like it's the best thing in the world. Ooh, Jaffa cakes. And then one day I got my hands on some Jaffa cakes, and I was like, this is the most disgusting cookie I've ever put in my mouth. Why would you mix chocolate and orange? It tastes like ass. These two flavors don't go together at all. You know, they say that that British people have terrible taste, and I feel like Jaffa cakes. Yep, they're just a prime example of that. Yes, they were always talking about Jaffa cakes. It was like a big part of their brand, and I was always like, I want to try those. And then I did, and it was horrible. And I had this whole box of Jaffa cakes, and I was so sure I was gonna like them. And then I tried them, and I hated them, and I had to throw them out, and I was sad. It's supposed to be consumed with tea. Oh, is it? It's supposed to be consumed with tea. I recommend Battenberg if you want a good British cake. Battenberg. Battenberg. Cinnamon balls. I'll have one cinnamon ball. I don't really like the cinnamon balls that much, honestly. I'm not a big cinnamon fan. Sometimes I like a cinnamon bun, but cinnamon's just not my favorite. Peas and meat pie. Would you like some peas with that? With your meat pie? It's absolutely pants, bro. I mean, it's absolutely pants, bruv. Absolutely pants, bruv. Sponge cake wrapped in marzipan. Isn't marzipan apparently taste disgusting? I don't know if I've ever had it. I mean, it looks cute, but now that I know that it's wrapped in marzipan, I'm a little suspicious because I remember hearing that marzipan is kind of nasty. It's very sweet, is it? Can I trust the word of a British person? You guys like marzipan? I don't know. Battenberg cake, but I will say it looks very aesthetically pleasing. It does look very British too. It's cute. It's cute looking. It looks like something that like an Instagram model would buy and then just take a picture with and then not even eat. Or like a TikToker, they would be like, guys, I went to Battenberg to get a Battenberg cake and look at how cute it is, and then they just leave it on the table and they don't even eat it. Maybe we can request Yui to make us a Battenberg cake. Battenberg cake. Might be something for Yui to make. Yui would probably make a delicious one. You know what I miss? Yui doesn't do them anymore, which I understand why, because it takes a lot of resources and time. She doesn't do Deco Yuis anymore. I miss those. I miss the Deco. Aren't you? I miss it. I miss being able to send her things that I want her to make and then having her make them. I could just send her recipes of really weird, obscure, like, pastries and stuff. I'd be like, you make this next time. Yeah, make this one. I was once in a pink desert in Arizona and I saw a 4-inch beetle. I picked it up and I started screaming. What? It started screaming? Like it went or did it go like ah? Because if it was the one, okay, that's scary. I guess I wouldn't be too surprised if it started hissing though. Hiss screaming. But if it screams like a 40-year-old man, that'll be scary. I'd be scared too. I'm just used to things hissing at me because I pick up roaches. Hey look, now they're eating! Now they're eating the pepper. Yum, yum, yum. Yum, yum, yum. This is the worst thing I could be recorded about. I don't know. Worst insect to be reincarnated as. Maybe like a midge. A midge. Like a fruit fly, maybe. A moth with no mouth. Well, I mean, you get to live most of your life as a larva with a mouth before you become a moth with no mouth, so I mean, arguably that part's not that bad. The oldest Gen Z is like mid-30s right now. What is the cutoff for Gen Z? How old is Gen Z? Anyone born between 1997 and 2012. That's a big range. So they are between 14 to 29 years old. That's such a big range. That's a huge range. It's not mid-30s, but it's still a bigger range and older than I thought it would be. And I don't really understand why. Why is it that they get from why is it that Gen Z is 1997 to 2012 instead of, like, I don't know, something more reasonable, like, I don't know, 2000 to 2010? That just, like, 2000 to 2010 makes more sense than 1997 and 2012. Like, just make it an even, solid number like that. Come on! A zillennial. Zillennial. Who made up this rule that it had to be 1997 to 2012? What does it even mean? Millennial? The range feels weird. What is millennial range? Millennial. How old is millennial? Oh wait, I have a chart. Apparently millennials are from 1981 to 1996, which still feels like a weird... That's also a weird number. Why? Why? Why not 1980 to like 1995? Why? I don't get it. It's part of where technology comes out. Don't make excuses for them. What is the new generation called? What is the generation after Gen Z gonna be called? Gen A? Gen Zero? Oh yeah, Gen Alpha. Oh, you're right. Oh, okay, you're right. Bunch of alphas. They're a bunch of alphas. Not the readers. Here, I'm gonna zoom in on the roaches that are actually eating. Up close and personal. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. Yum 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 yum. They seem more interested in the pepper than the goldfish. Yum 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 yum. Hello. YXYZA. Pokemon Legends ZA. It's a sign. I think that bug mouth parts are cute. Look at his little mouth eating. Look at their mouths eating that pepper. They're so cute. They're just like so enamored with the deliciousness of this pepper. Why isn't there a gen soup? Do they eat the goldfish more if they're moist? No, they normally go crazy for goldfish, but honestly, like I said, my theory for why the roaches aren't going crazy today is because it's been 2 weeks. They've been off their feeding schedule. I changed the terrarium, and I think they're just not used to the light and feeding time. So they're just like not used to coming out to eat when it's bright and there's lights on them. I like watching anything eat. I don't like watching people eat. It's gross. I don't like people eating. I don't really like eating sounds in general. I don't like it. I don't like ASMR in general. Oh! You knocked over a goldfish and scared the other away. You fat chud roach, bro. You ruined everybody's day. How could you? Look at what you did. The chudlings. They really are little fat chud roaches. I love them, but that's what they are. And back to zooming out. I know, I don't know why this always happens, but sometimes I get into like calls with people in like the middle of the night, and a lot of times they'll like turn on like videos of people eating in the background. And one of the most common ones people turn on is like kittens eating meat. And I love kittens, but I cannot stand watching a kitten smack its lips on meat. That's disgusting. Like, yeah, the kitten's cute, but it eating a giant fucking raw steak is not cute, okay? It's not. It's gross. Anything eating anything is gross to me. How do their antenna work? Well, they just use it. They use their antenna to like feel things, and they use it to communicate. They can also smell things with their antenna. Multi-purpose. I love kittens. I just don't like eating things. I don't like things eating sounds. I guess I'm cool with watching things eat. I'm cool with watching things eat, but I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna hear it. Like, I'm cool with watching the roaches eat. But also, they don't eat grossly. They don't go like, you know, their eating is more just like, just kind of sounds like chomping wood. Like grinding wood. How do they smell with their antenna? You know, I don't know for sure. I just know that their antennae are extremely sensitive. What do roaches use antenna for? Maybe it'll give me something better. Yeah, they do everything, apparently. Roach antenna. It's good for touch, navigation, smell, and taste. Sensing temperature, humidity, air changes. It's just important for everything. I miss having my own cat. I really do. I think often about adopting my own cat, but I just don't. I already have so many bugs. I don't know. Meow. Do snails have antennae? They have feelers like around their mouth parts. I don't know if they're not classified as antennae, I don't think. but there's some kind of feelers. Let me see if I can find the name. They're they're called tentacles. Apparently, wait, is that the scientific name? That can't be the scientific. No, it is. They're called tentacles. They're not palps. They're tentacles. That's what they're called. They're tentacles. Apparently snails have tentacles. Not testicles. Well, they do have those too. Tentacles. That's what they're called. Squid have tentacles too. Yeah, well, they're very different, but I guess that's what they're classified as, tentacles. I never knew they were called that though. That's what they are. Look it up. That's what it says. Tentacle. Tentacles. They're like antennae, except they're on the front of their face, near their mouth, and they're apparently not antennae, they're tentacles. Okay, I don't know. I don't make the rules, guys. Squid and snails are cousins evolutionarily. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, snails evolved from the ocean, so I guess it's not that weird to have tentacles. But I never knew they were called tentacles. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and raid into somebody. Since my roaches aren't super hungry right now, I'm gonna turn off the lights and see if they actually eat what they're supposed to freaking eat, and this doesn't all go to waste. I give them such a big handful of goldfish. I really don't want them to go to waste. Before I go though, I want you guys to can you guys go and watch my new cover of Phony? Can you guys go watch my new cover on my channel of Phony? And then can you send it to everybody you know? Including your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your best friend, and your dog? Thank you. It's not doing very good algorithmically, so I want it to do better. It's doing terribly, actually, like really bad. And let's see who we can raid into tonight. Let's see, who is live tonight? Okay, we're gonna raid into... Dun, dun, dun. We're gonna raid into 9 They're playing Slay the Spire too. So if you guys want to say snail raid, then you should say snail raid. If you don't want to say snail raid, then... One of the roaches is doing a mating dance. Do you see this? Look at him. He's trying to find a woman. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, Snailbert. Let's do Snailbert. And I will see you guys. Maybe tomorrow. Perhaps tomorrow. Maybe. Remember stream. Maybe. Okay. Good night. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.